You can scoot forward too. Alright, so we're out here at the Virtual Urban Homestead for the Idaho Natural Beekeepers, and I had a request to show how to do a proper mite check. And so we're just going to do a quick video right here so that I can put it on the page as well as show it at the club meeting. So basically what you want to do is you want to get down into your hive where you're in the brood's nest, okay? Right here we have a nice frame of capped brood with a couple of them that have come out. I got a nice mix of brand new bees, and I can see a little bit of larvae on this side, but most of it's capped. This frame was taken right next to some other frames that had eggs on them. The importance of getting that frame that has capped brood on it is that these bees are nurse bees, and the nurse bees are the ones that are going to have the mites on because they're coming and going in and out of those cells that's in the hive. So you're going to get the most accurate reading. That and the fact that if you take it from the same spot every time, you'll have more accurate results every time. Okay, so I got a nice frame here. This happens to be a medium frame, not that big of a deal. Okay, so we're looking for about 300 bees. We have a wash basin right here. I picked this up for $1 at the dollar store, and then a half cup of bees equals about 300 to 325 bees. You get a pretty accurate count, and I'll show you how to get even more accurate with that. Okay, so again, $1 at the dollar store. It is important that you get a basin and a cup, and if you can show this, Nikki, here, if you look down in the corner, you can see how that matches up into that corner nice and round, right? That matters so that when I scoop those bees out, I'll get a full cup of bees, and then what you'll see me do is just like if you were baking, I'll take my finger across here, wipe it clear with the bees, and then I'll put it in my mite check device, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. So let's go ahead and do this. We're just going to shake these right in here, and I'll show you how to do that, and then we're going to use this tub. Now, as I do this, you're going to notice very few of these bees fly out of here. Okay, if you look down in that tub, I can put this right back in here. See how those bees stay right down in there? Well, why is that? Well, I'll tell you the reason. They're nurse bees. They're not used to flying, right? They're not forager bees, so they're going to stay right there in that tub. Okay, so now I come over here to my mite check, and I'm going to have my mite check device away from the hive because I don't want to spill my alcohol in there. This is filled to the line with isopropyl alcohol. I get them down into the corner, and see how I get a nice scoop of bees? I'm going to flatten those guys out, and right into here they go. I should have had my lid a little bit closer than that so not as many escape, but that's still okay. Okay, and so approximately 300 bees in here is what we got. The rest of them can go right back inside. See how easy that is if you have that tub to do that check. Okay, now I've got the lid on here. I'm going to tighten this lid up, and to do your check now, I've filled this appropriately with the amount of alcohol in here, and all it needs is a swirl. Now that alcohol kills those bees very quickly, and you don't want to shake this, you want to swirl it. You want to get a nice swirl going inside there to get those bees all coated with that alcohol. And what that does is that's going to release your mites from the bees and the bee bodies. Now they say anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds. If you get a nice swirl going in there, it just releases those nice and easy. So as I'm doing this, you can see Varroa Easy Check. I got this from Man Lake. This device was about $20 for this check. You can make your own as well. I just found that it was easier for me to purchase this, and then it's very easy to have on hand. Okay, so we mix that for about 30 to 45 seconds. They've shown that after about that amount of time, you've pretty much got what you've needed, and then what you can do is you can look at the bottom and you can count your mites. So in this count, I don't know if you can see in there, but we have 1, 2, and maybe 3. I'll have to look at that one. So 1 or 2 mites is all we have. So per 300 mites or 300 bees, a count of 2 mites is low. So I'd say 0 to 2 is low, 3 to 5 is about a medium, and any more than that, upwards of 10, you have a high mite count you need to consider treating. So for today, we know that this hive is good to go. We're not going to treat with these guys. However, that mite count, because of the time of year that we're in right now, where we have foraging bees out and about, and the fact that we have cap brood, it is possible that these mites can increase very quickly as that brood hatches out. If you remember that your mites get down into the cell and they create more mites in the cap brood, so we have lots of cap brood in here right now, and because of that, those mites may be in there propagating. So depending on the time of year and whatnot, a mite count of 2 is probably fairly low and okay. We're working on getting into that late September or that early September, October. If I had a count of 3 or so, I'd probably put a treatment on this. So we're going to keep a very close eye on that. Put this in the logbook. Not going to treat it today, but maybe in a week or 2 we'll treat that. Very easy way to check your mites. Now, how do you move on to the next stage, right? So as you can see in here, all these bees have died. Very easy in there, right? And so what you do is you take this out. Just going to drain that out just a little bit, okay? This is just isopropyl alcohol, okay? And I'm going to take these guys, I'm going to throw them out here, and I'm going to leave them out in front. Why? Because of the yellow jackets. They can forage on those instead of trying to get into my hives. So I'll just throw those out there for them to forage on those. And then you have a lid right here, right? And I have a screen. Well, why do I have that? So I can pour this out into this lid and reuse that alcohol. And check in here. Yeah, I got 1, 2 mites is what we had, and I had seen them down in here as well. If you've never seen a mite, I'll keep this one on hand here, and hopefully we can show you that in the video and how tiny those guys are. They're just a little brown speck is what they look like. Sometimes you can see little legs on it, but they're just a nice little round speck. So Nikki, if you want to come over here and look right on top of this guy right here is the mite. Just a little tiny brown speck is all you're looking for.
Focused.
Yeah.
That's little.
So tiny little guy. See if I can flip him over. He almost looks, it kind of reminds me of a crab shape, actually, the body of a crab. So that's what they look like. And this one actually had a pretty low count, and that's all you need. Again, this is from Varroa. Varroa Easy Check device from Man Lake. $1 wash basin and a half cup that you can get down in the corners. The details there matter. That's where you're at. If you're really concerned about it, you could take all those bees that you just threw out and save those and count those individually later so you can get an average of how many bees you did on your check. You're gonna get about the same amount of bees every time. If you swipe your finger across that, you scoop it, you have a full amount, and you scoop it across there, you're getting 300 to 325 bees each time. Anyhow, if you'd like more information about how to do this particular mite check with the alcohol wash, Randy Oliver, Scientific Beekeeping, has lots of great videos out there on YouTube. You can follow up and look at some of his. This is his technique. Very easy and quick. That probably took us just about 2 minutes to do, and if you have 2 people, it goes even faster. Anyhow, I'm Chris with Idaho Natural Beekeepers and Varroa Urban Homestead. Hope your bees are doing well.